If you see the way its publications are brought, its brochures are given, its discussions take place, the kind of thinking we are bringing innovation and creativity. So I sometimes say, although there is a lot of politics going around, somebody was representing an island of creativity and peace we used to have. Very rarely we had disturbance of peace or disruption. We had a peace. Shanti ka एक kind of symbol was our assembly. I go to, in the evening, today I was trying, but I will have some visitor. Other I try to go to Ganga, and you see the river flowing. It's a beautiful. If you see some of the pictures down below of Ganga, I have taken. I made some drawings of that. I written 10 poems on that, Ganga. Creativity. You get into creativity by following new things, by applying poetry and art to management. I did in four in Delhi. I had an art gallery. India's artists could show and display their art, and my students used to walk through the galleries and see, "Arey, ye painting kiska hai, Hussain ka hai?" And then they will go and also learn the linear programming or marketing. This is a kind of, you bring creativity to that. So when, must have some of you known, Dr. Allama Muhammad Iqbal is a great Urdu poet, a great patriot. Hindustan ke bahut pyare the. He wrote that song which is famous, Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara. He wrote, and later he turned into jihadi, but he was a lover of India, this country. This country he loved. He wrote this. But in that very poem he writes, "Aab roze Ganga, aab roze Ganga, wo din hai yaad tujhko, utara tere kinare, jab karwa hua na, सारे जहां से." तो हमने बच्चों को भी कहा, भाई सारे जहां से अच्छी आरसम थी हमारी, ऐसा बनाओ, make something like this. So I gave in for the slogan, we are more Indian, yet we are more international. We should learn from others. We should be great. This is the kind of thinking I wanted to project. So here, if we have this sense of creativity, if we have this sense of newness, in fact, sometimes I say, and people laugh in management, they used to, in UN also, I wrote in my reports, and some of them objected. They said, you're preaching your religion. I said, no, Hinduism is not religion. Hinduism is spiritualism. Although some people said it's a way of life, I don't agree. It's a philosophy. It's a philosophy. It's a thinking. It's not a way of thinking. It is a way of living. It is a way of also practicing the meditative kind of existence a person develops in life. So Hinduism not that. So I taught in MBA in Delhi. Muslims used to come and have prayer. I introduced the prayer. I said a Hindu prayer is not a violent prayer. Sana Bhunaktu Sa Virya Bhai. You must be all knowing this Upanishad. This. Let us sit together. Let's study together. Let's not cavil at each other. This is Upanishads. I introduced this prayer, and the students first they said, "Hamdard do khana आपने सुना है? हमदर्द सुना है आपने किसी ने? Hamdard, have you heard of Hamdard? Their son, Hakim's son, was my student in 4, and he said, "Sayana Bhunaktu." Samare, to Muslim. He said, no, it's not a Muslim prayer. It is a prayer which is for studying together, being together, not fighting with each other. That's what I'm teaching. It's not Muslim. What is Hindu or Muslim in that? Hinduism is great religion. It's not a religion even. You can be Hindu and still call names to your gods. Well, hell with Krishna, hell with Rama. Who says? आप किसी प्रॉफिट किसी संत को बोल के देखो आपका गला कट जाएगा. Hinduism is great. You have freedom if you can say anything. But Hindu is also creative. Look at Shivji. If you see Shiva, I find greatest creativity. गले में सांप डाला है, ऊपर डाला है और गंगा निकल रही. नहीं, ऐसे भी इंसान हो सकते हैं. This is what Shiva is. Great symbol of creativity to me. So don't take it that वो पूजा मैं जाता हूँ, मैं कोई नाक नहीं रगड़ता, चंदन नहीं लगाता, but I am Hindu. BJP is RSS. Some people came to me. They read my articles. They come. I always write for Modi, although I am not paid by him, and he does nothing for me. But I write for him because this is one man. I am not preaching for election season. This thing. I am only explaining that one man who loves this country. You have somebody, anybody. It's not no politics. Please don't give any vote to anybody. But learn this. Somebody who can love without expecting anything from you. आपने कुछ नहीं दिया, लेकिन प्यार है, वो प्यार होता है. That's a true love. And this is a man. ना बेटे हैं, ना भाई हैं. भाई हैं तो कुछ नहीं है. वो पेट्रोल पंप में काम कर रहा है, वो कहीं कर रहा है. Prime Minister of the country. He can give everything to the country. Anybody, even if it is Muslim League, I will support him. If there are people like this. So recent advances in management are not the recent advances only 2 and 2 in mathematics. These are advances which should show you a quantum jump of thinking. Just like Steve Jobs brought that marketing principles could be violated and you should know how to sell better. Still he sold better at a higher price. That was breaking the traditional, conventional, घिसे-पिटे जो principles हैं मैनेजमेंट के, उनको हटाइए, नए सोचिए. Let's think fresh, let's think new, let's innovate, let's create. This is the advance which should come to management. I don't know whether it is possible, but we are trying. Somebody also tried in small way ourselves. We were doing that. We were teaching cross-cultural management. When we started, these faculty are here who are teaching. I had to tell them what is Eastern cross-cultural management. And then they started teaching. And students who have gone through RSMT, they have idea. I was very happy. Today, boy came very smart, handsome boy. I appreciate always beautiful people. So, बड़ा अच्छा लड़का. मुझे कह रहा है, sir, you don't recognize me? I said, no. He said, I was your student. मेरा student. यहाँ सारे student हैं, कोई भी नहीं है. It's like this, my life as a fakir. Why I was in RSMT. You were an assistant manager of Taj. I'm happy. He joined too. I shook hands with him. I said, I'm glad. He said, sir, have a lunch with me. I'm sorry, I can't have, but I'll shake hands with you again when I come. Such boys are produced from RSMT. RSMT should carry that name and tradition. We are different. We are innovative. We are people who want to only teach people with a sense that there is a mission. We have a mission. I used to call it moksha, mission, clear targets, objectives, clear targets, strategies, actions, humanization, moksha. This was our principle of teaching and making people what they are. So this seminar, to begin with this session, and I'm glad there are people like our Vice Chancellor, a dynamic Vice Chancellor. I said not because usually it is there to praise a person who is sitting there in chair. I don't praise. In fact, you must have noticed, I praise only when it is deserved. He deserves, not he is good to me or good to this institution. He is trying to create. He is trying to develop institutions. He is trying to develop his own institution. He is trying to bring something new. In fact, we were exploring possibility of an international kind of a gathering for teaching Eastern management or Indian management, how to Indianize the management, which even Prime Minister should be interested today, and he is practicing. We want to practice something like this, that is the greatest management of the world, but at the same time, rooted in my soil, my land, my country. I love it. This should be the spirit. So, thank you very much. I think I have taken more time than required, but I forgot, I had some notes. For notes, I forgot. नहीं कहाँ रख दिए, बट वो दिल से बोलने की बात है, तो आपसे दिल से बोलते हैं. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your keynote address. And we, as an institute, promised that we will definitely grow forward as per your expectation. Going forward, now we'd like to introduce you all to the guardian of our college and the patron of the seminar, the chairman of RSMD subcommittee, Professor S.K. Kak, sir. Born on April 18, 1947, in the beautiful city of Srinagar, Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir state, Professor Kak holds a BSc in Electronic Engineering and MTech in Microwave Engineering from IIT BHU. Sir has received the degree of PhD in Digital Communication from BHU itself. Sir has served as a Vice Chancellor of Mahamaya Technical University, Noida in 2010. He was a professor in electronics from IIT BHU since 1985 and also the Vice Chancellor of Chaudhry Charan Singh. 20 years of experience in research, communication engineering, communication system, optical and fiber optic, communication, data networks, signal processing, and AI engineering and expert system, and industrial and administrative and consultancy experience to several national and international organizations as well. He has published more than 20 research papers in reputed journals and more than 35 publications in national and international refereed conference proceedings. He has participated in more than 36 workshops, refresher course, CEP, and national international seminar as a guest speaker, invited speaker, plenary speaker session chair, and co-chair and paper presentation session. He holds one national and US patent as well for CPM technique in collaboration with Dr. Shubha Verma. Under his supervision and guidance, more than 6 products have also been developed. Apart from this, Professor Kak has also received a number of prizes and awards, including Best Model prizes as well. The list is very long as I would count, so it's endless. So without wasting further time, I would like to invite Professor Kak for his presidential address. Sir, please.
Thank you, Madam Garma. And distinguished members, Professor N.K. Singh, Professor T.N. Singh, Professor Rakesh, Dr. D.V. Singh, distinguished members and academicians in the audience, students, members of the faculty of RSMT and UP College, press and delegates who have come to share their knowledge with the fellow management experts and technology experts. It is always a great occasion when you come to a seminar or to a conference and see new ideas floating, new ideas being discussed, new ideas being churned out, and that in turn itself becomes an advancement. So the recent advances will always be there,
And what we need to understand is that advancement does not happen just because you want something to advance. Advancement happens because you have a desire to go ahead. You have to desire to go advance in a specific area or in a specific way or in a specific means. Management and technology are the two things that are changing the world. They are disrupting the world, and at the same time they are, obviously, once you disrupt, you have to change. Disruption has become the norm these days, whether it is the technology disruption to the extent that the very survival of the human race on the planet is threatened. It's being threatened because of abuse of technology. It has been threatened because of unethical use of technology. It has been threatened because technology, as very rightly pointed out by Professor N.K. Singh, that unless technology is guided by ethics, we have a chance that it will get misdirected and abused and misused. So managing technology itself becomes a very, very crucial advance in the nature of things today. While managing technology is not only from the point of view of how it is used and how it is made to work for the humanity, but managing technology so that it can understand its own limitations and how vast it can change the human life, human lifestyle, human living, and more importantly, human relationships. One example is sufficient to tell us that the mobile phone that has become ubiquitous has changed the dynamics of relationship. And in this dynamics of relationship, what has happened, people are sitting together, husband and wife are sitting together, both engaged on a mobile phone and not talking to each other. There are people who are sitting in the lounge, coming from different parts of the world, sitting in an airport lounge. They are busy with their phone, they are not talking to each other, they are not learning from each other. You are sitting in a beautiful gallery, or you are sitting in a beautiful park, or you are sitting in a beautiful environment. You are busy with your microphone, you do not see the surrounding, you do not engage with the surrounding, you do not engage with the nature, but you engage with something that's lifeless and only. This is probably one of the most dangerous things as far as technology is concerned. Therefore, I'm saying where we need to have tempering of technology through management is very, very important. But honestly telling you, management itself has gone berserk. I'm sorry to say that, but the fact remains that management today, I normally say, the game of using man as a vehicle to change people is management. That's my understanding of management. How you make relationship of your mind, because you cannot manage others unless you start managing yourself. The key to managing anybody else, any societal change, happens through your own self. It's not possible that you can change any other person before changing yourself. So be it a technology, be it yourself, or be it your persona, the major impact is that you have to manage yourself, you have to manage your time, you have to manage your resources, you have to manage your relationships, you have to manage your atmosphere, environment, and most important of all, you have to manage the department, the association, the kind of environment in which you are living. Life itself is nothing but management. The beauty of life is that until and unless the whole being works together, manages its own resources, manages how to optimize, till then time you do not become a really vibrant human being. The humanity in you is not only this body, the humanity in you is your thinking, is your ability to relate to others, and the most important thing is your ability to understand why you are here, why we are on this planet, and what we can contribute to this planet, what we can contribute to the humanity, and what we can contribute to the society. Believe me that we are talking of advances, recent advances. Recent advances have to be, as Professor Enkesing very rightly said, it's a cycle. The cycle tries to create an environment where what we see today is changed tomorrow, and the dynamics of the change itself becomes an advancing step to the future. But it cannot relate to the future alone unless you understand, you analyze, you react, and you learn from the past. So the cycle of advances, the cycle of advancement happens because you are able to analyze, determine, and understand, learn from the past. Coming to the management of technology, I have a very great understanding of that because I'm basically a technical person. But as I said, the management itself needs a lot of technological focus today. Most of the management today uses data analytics, uses decision-making methods, has now started using artificial intelligence in order to create a decision space which is more appropriate because it is based on factual data and understanding of the factual systems. And the more important thing is management today has become a way in order to create more bridges and less this thing. I'm glad Professor Enkesing talked about cross-cultural management. Cross-cultural management, has its roots in various areas. Every particular, whether it was the British Empire that came here, they did cross-cultural management. How the Macaulay program changed the dynamics of this country is very well known, and that is a cross-cultural management. How do you transform a culture? How do you make a culture subservient? That is the understanding we have about cross-cultural management. But the opposite is true. How India, one of the greatest things that comes to your mind, without a single invasion, without a single attack, without a single army going across the border, how we changed, how we converted, how we made other people understand the values of India, how we transported and how we transformed lives in Southeast Asia and right up to Middle East through thought. And it was basically the thought management, and that's what I'm coming to. Technology management will happen, but most important is thought management. Can we extend that legacy that India had of making knowledge as the bridge between cultures, knowledge as the foundation of empire, knowledge as the basis of what we can do together as a human race, and knowledge as what we can achieve in the dynamics of a new emerging world. Can this new emerging world be controlled, be transformed, be imagined in what it will be in next century or next 10 years? That is the management, that is the advancement we need in management today. I'm sure many of the delegates have given a great thought to the topic. They will be bringing in their particular ideas. We will have good discussion, and whatever comes out of this journey, as we say, Samudra Manthan, whatever comes out, both the halahal wish as well as the Amrit, together we should be able to understand what is poisonous, what is toxic, and what is Amrit, what is elixir, and we have to understand this in order that the human race survives on this planet, the only home that we have in the whole cosmos as of today. That is what is known to man. In the end, I would love to say that the cultural toxicity, I'm coming to the point of a this thing, the cultural toxicity happens to not only distort self, but it distorts the society, it distorts the management of the resource, and it distorts institutions. So let us try to understand how over the ages things have been made into a toxic system and how we need to detoxify through our own initiatives. Today, no particular person is more important than the individual's self-detoxification so that he can make the society less toxic, less animated, more peaceful, more cooperative, and more a social organization that is thriving and living for everybody. Our Prime Minister normally says that we are Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath. Probably that is a rephrasing of one of our this thing, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya. That we need to really practice before we can try to preach it to others. Thank you very much for giving me time. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Sir, going forward, RSMG would like to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Rakesh Singh sir. Professor Rakesh Singh sir is a professor in the Department of Agricultural Economics, BHU. Professor Singh has done his graduation in BSc in agriculture from Kanpur University, and he's done his MSc from GB Pant University, Patna Nagar, and he's also done his PhD from VBS Purvanchal University, Jaunpur. Sir is currently working as a professor in the Department of Agricultural Economics in BHU since 2008. Prior to this, he was also a reader in the Department of Agricultural Economics in Institute of Banaras University, and prior to that he has also held posts of manager and also served various administrative and coordination responsibilities, and he's also handled other academic responsibilities as well. So now I would like to invite Professor Rakesh Singh sir for his deliberations.
थैंक यू मैम। पूज्य राजर्षि जी के चरणों में शत शत नमन। मोस्ट ऑनरेबल वाइस चांसलर ऑफ महात्मा गांधी काशी विद्यापीठ प्रोफेसर TN सिंह जी, ऑनरेबल प्रोफेसर काग साहब, प्रोफेसर NK सिंह जी, डायरेक्टर ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूट DV सिंह जी, esteemed colleagues from the academic area, Alok Rai ji, Dharmen ji, head of different branches of these institutions, dear students, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I treat this platform to be benefited in the presence of the technologist and the management expert, because my area is agriculture, and when I was invited I thought that I will share few facts and crises which agricultural sector is facing, where we can apply the recent management practices as well as the recent technology to make it to sustain the agricultural sector in this country. Dear friends, the few facts which I would like to bring to your kind notice, that today India is producing more than 285 million tons of food grains, 314 million tons of horticultural products, 184 million tons of milk, largest producer of meat and fishes, 88 billion of eggs, and we reached a stage from deficit to surplus. Today we are the net exporter of the agricultural products. And now the WTO is posing so many challenges, so many bans on this surplus to be exported in global market. So I congratulate the farmers, scientists, policy makers who contributed this country to become self-sufficient, produce surplus, but what is happening? Our post-harvest losses are maximum to the tune of more than 90,000 crores. The area of the sugarcane farmers with the sugar mill is more than 20,000 crores as on today. Per day, National Crime Bureau data says that on an average, per day, 45 farmers commit suicide in this country. So this is the real situation in this country where 146 million farmers, as per the new census, are the firms producing the agricultural commodities in this country. Out of that, 67% farmers are marginal, whose size of holding is not economically viable. So this is the area that how we can apply the recent management practices, recent technology to make these farms, 67% farms out of 146 million, to make it economically viable. How there is no sector in this country where the per day 45 farms commit suicide. How we can check it? That is the another issue. Because when your consumption pattern, the consumer's consumption pattern was changed, it is the farmers who diversified whole agricultural and produced high value crops, whether it is milk, whether it is horticultural products, fruits and vegetables. And therefore, I thought, let us discuss that what are the opportunities lying in agricultural sector where we can use the recent management practices or the recent technologies. The new global food report says that India is the home of largest poor people, malnutrition people, where 37.6% children are stunted, more than 33% are underweight. So it clearly shows the problem of distribution, the problem of management, that when you have a surplus production, huge post-harvest losses, at the same time your population is malnourished, poor, not getting food. So it is the supply chain management, the new marketing management practices. Professor Alok Rai ji यहाँ पे हैं. I have learned so many things from him in the field of marketing management. So it is the need of the hour to apply the recent supply chain management practices, value chain management practices, to bridge this gap. The second thing, still today, when we are talking about artificial intelligence, when we are talking about the Internet of Things, when we are talking about the machine learnings, or this kind of technology, we are not able to use it. Even when we are talking about the data analytics or the risk analytics, risk management is the one of the emerging area nowadays. And you will be surprised to know that in 2014, when the potato price crashed, in West Bengal alone, 22 farmers committed suicide because of the volatility in the prices. I used to visit nearby villages in the Varanasi. On one day when I went to Raja Talab, the farmers sold their tomato at the rate of 2 rupees. When I came to home, I asked my wife that at what price you purchase. She told that it is 20 rupees per kg. So it is basically the inefficiency in the marketing system. So I urge the young scholars, the management experts, the technological experts to apply these practices, the modern techniques of management. And because why I am telling, when I was going through, when I was doing a review of the agri startups in the field of agriculture, I found that it is the IITians or the technological people who are who are entering in the agri startups area and using the new technology in the field of supply management and the value chain management. So with this word, I thank the organizer for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and to learn something from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. This 2 days national seminar is jointly conducted in association with Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapith, and RSMG is honored to have with us the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapith, Professor T.N. Singh ji. Professor Singh has been appointed as an independent director on HPCL board with effect from March 20, 2017. Professor Singh is an institute director, is a geoscience chair professor in IIT Bombay. He has made innovative and substantial contribution in several fields of geosciences. He is well known in the area of engineering, geology, rock mechanics, and on account of his pioneer work in rock mechanics and petrophysics. The establishment of various rock indices, classical and post-failure behaviors of rock dynamics, and statistical books have been done. He has established equal material modeling techniques for simulating various geomining problems to resolve some of the outstanding problems for optimum resource recovery. He has received several recognitions like National Geoscience Award, National Mineral Award, First P.N. Bose Mineral Award, S. Rakshit Rock Mechanics Award, Professor Gopal Ranjan Award, and many more. Professor Singh has published more than 300 research papers in various journals and 112 conference papers, and has edited 12 books published from reputed publishers from India and abroad. He is a member of various government committees like Department of Science and Technology, BRC, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Railways, etc. So now, I would like to invite our chief guest of the seminar, Professor T.N. Singh sir, for his deliberation.
Very honorable, respected Professor N.K. Singh, Professor S.K. Kag, Professor Rakesh Singh ji, Director of this institute, Dr. D.V. Singh ji, Amit Jaiswal ji from the Nilgiri groups, Honorable Principal of UP College, Inter College, Professor Ajit Shukla ji, Professor Arlok Rai, Professor Santosh Gupta ji, Professor Rahul Gupta, Amren Singh ji, various departmental heads from UP College, unaffiliated college, faculty members of Management Institute, delegates from different institutions, students and fellow media related people. It is indeed great pleasure to be the part of a national seminar on recent advances in management and technology. For a person like me, is standing between one side the star word of technology, Professor S.K. Kag, and another side the doyen of management, Professor N.K. Singh. Little bit left, which has been covered by Rakesh Singh ji. So, for me, nothing to say. In fact, I was thinking that what I should speak in such a occasion
either I am a fully technology person right now, nor a management person. But still doing partially both the things, which may be sometimes dangerous also. But it is very appropriate at present juncture to discuss something related to technology and management. These are the complementary goals. Without technology, management has to do nothing. And if you want to succeed for any technology, without management you cannot think about it. Either in the field of the scientific investigation, or industrial revolution, or the society itself. Professor Rakesh Singh is an expert of agriculture, but once our Prime Minister said that he wanted to double the income of farmers, everybody was laughing and thinking it is once again a new slogan. But those who are related little bit about the technology and availability of the knowledge base in India, they said this target is very small to achieve it. You will be surprised, only in the tomato we have more than 1,000 varieties. In fact, actually it is a 1083 varieties. We have more than 100 types of the brinjal and many things. Now the technology has come across as a hybrid technology where tomato and potato can be grown together. If management people can provide a better market strategy, then it is very easy to increase the income of the farmer. And this sad day when a farmer commits suicide, it is the same to the country like us. We always believe that we are the agriculture based country. So our base is getting disturbed. But it is a joint responsibility to everyone, those who are involved in management or the technology, to safeguard our base. Otherwise, the whole country will start shaking and there is no alternative there. So, then there is a second challenge in the terms of management and technology is to zero waste management concept. How the waste can be converted to the wealth is also a real challenge. And particularly this government has taken this challenge in the true spirit and true sense. So that will be the another area where technological people can give the technology, but it should be properly managed to get this benefit. But this is the era of innovation. Without innovation, one cannot survive. But as Professor Kak and Professor Singh both have said that it is a circle, and the circle, every point is new but repetitive also sometimes. So we can think that whether the old technology can be reframed and make it appropriate in the present scenario or present environment, or there is a change of the total concept through the innovation to make some remarkable change for the society and for the planet. Yes.
In dialectic process, there is synthesis, anti-synthesis, and then synthesis.
Yeah. So we have to be a creative, and I think this human being by nature is always creative. And creativity starts from, you can see, the childhood. You see, a small child is able to make a house in sand. That's a start creativity from that day. Whether we are in a position to make this creativity alive for a longer period of time to the student's mind, that is the responsibility of the society, and challenges to the technological people as well as the management people. Because as a technology person, one can develop a technology with this concept, creativity and innovation. But to stop the abuse of the technology is the responsibility of the management. And what Professor Kagaj rightly said, that sometimes the abuse of the technology breaks the human chain, human relationship, human behavior, and what today we are facing. And the world is facing, not this only India, world is facing. So these are the some challenges. Cross-cultural management is a very dangerous and very sticky subject. If one cannot teach very carefully and make them understand very careful, this will create a very big confusion among these people's mind. Whether it is an adaptation of the culture or understanding of the culture, it should be very, very clear. I think it is the understanding of the culture. But many people misunderstood and try to understand this cross-cultural means we are making a new type of culture, that is the hybrid culture. That is the dangerous thing for the society and for the Indian society particularly. Because Indian society is itself a society with lot of diversity which converge at a point where we say moksha. So मैं अखबार के लिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Second thing, yes, I am fully agree with the management is a discipline, whether it is applied to the self-discipline, making the things in the right path, in the right time and the right way, or making the system as a country system or the industrial system or as an institutional system. If you are keeping in the right direction, then it will be really a good management system. And many a times when we fail, then disruption starts. Then destruction starts. And then there is a hamper in the development, either in the industrial development or the social development. So I am sure that this seminar will provide some guidelines, some kind of this document which can help us to understand how the management and technology coexist for the sustainability of the human being, sustainability of the planet, sustainability and survival of everyone on the planet Earth. I have seen the long list and very learned speaker and expert in every session, and I congratulate Professor D.B. Singh and his team for organizing such a vibrant topic. But I always think whether management should be first or technology should be first. Whether you are managing the technology or technology will manage. So that will be the question in my mind, and I hope some speaker will throw some light on that in the due discussion, that what we should do in this thing. This institute is very progressive, very vibrant, very dynamic under the leadership of Professor Singh. And I'm happy whenever he is coming with some kind of the proposal. Not proposal, then he will give some book to me for understanding the subject. And recently I have received a book from the Ujjain, and the title of this book is written by somebody who was this management person, left and become a sannyasi, and he is like a man ka MRI. So I am reading that book, but still it is in the halfway, and sometime I will discuss in some forum. Then we have this risk in adopting the technology. Sometimes we have not risk but vulnerability of adopting. But this both can be balanced, otherwise the third thing will be disaster. So always we have to see that how the management people can reduce the risk, minimize the vulnerability to avoid any kind of the disaster in any system. With these words, once again, I am thankful to all of you, particularly Director as well as the owner of this institute, Professor S.K. Kark, who has given me this opportunity to express my view, though I am neither the expert of both the words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words. I hope this 2 days national seminar will be fruitful, and what your expectations are, the seminar would be at par with your expectations. Going forward, my dear friends, in this 2 days national seminar, we have received more than 90 papers, and the abstracts of these papers have been compiled in form of souvenir. So I request all the dignitaries gracing the dais to kindly release the souvenir for this national seminar on recent advances in management and technology, RAMTech 2019. Along with the souvenir, sir, we have also shortlisted from the compiled paper and
Especially for the students.
Thank you, sir. Our Director, Professor D.B. Singh, sir, to present a memento as a token.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We had received 4 international papers from our speakers, but due to some emergency they could not turn up, but they have sent the wishes in form of a small video, which we would like to
उठा लो।
I'm Bena Muyama, a student from University of Kigali, Rwanda. I'm pursuing an MBA in project management. I have sent my paper to the seminar that relates to the management and technology that brings up the growth of
management and technology. John F. Kennedy said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude. On behalf of the organizing committee and the college, I would like to express my profound gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for gracing us with his presence and cooperation. Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful deliberations. I sincerely thank our guest of honor, Professor R.K. Singh, sir, for kindly accepting our invitation and gracing the inaugural function. Thank you, sir, for throwing light on the current status of agricultural economy in the country. I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty and sincere thanks to Professor S.K. Kak, sir, for his visionary leadership and mentorship. Thank you, sir, for your innovative thoughts and stimulating inputs, like always. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Professor N.K. Singh, sir, who, despite his very busy schedule, readily accepted our invitation and is here with us to grace with his blessings and wisdom. We will always be indebted to you, sir, for all your support in the past and the present, and we always be looking forward for your blessings in the future also. Thank you so much, sir. I take this opportunity to extend our gratitude to the distinguished panel of speakers, delegates from different parts of the country, participants and learned guests for participating at the event. I'm sure the deliberations over the next 2 days would generate fresh ideas and insights. I would be failing in my duty if I do not convey my thanks to press and media for the efforts they are making for the coverage of the event. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank our sponsors who were really generous enough to trust us with their contributions. A special thanks to Ms. Garima Anand for untiring efforts in this direction. I take this opportunity to thank all the reviewers for providing their valuable comments in time and help towards the improvement of quality of papers. No doubt, an event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheel starts rolling months in advance. I sincerely extend my thanks to all the members of the organizing committee, Professor Aman Gupta, Dr. Vinita Kalra, Dr. Rajendra Sharma, Dr. Brijesh Yadav, Ms. Preeti Nair, Mrs. Garima Anand, all the teaching and the non-teaching staff, student volunteers, for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Last but not the least, I acknowledge our gratitude to our backbone, Honorable Director, Professor D.B. Singh, sir, for his unwavering minute-to-minute support, guidance and encouragement. We are really thankful to you, sir, for entrusting each of the organizing committee member for the responsibility which you have given to us, and most importantly, with handling us with so much of patience.